4 years of dragging each other, the animal rights activists and pig farmers have come to know their fate as the Californian law has already given out its verdict. And why was the ban or even the law important? Animal rights activists they push for the humane handling of pigs, stating that it's cruel to restrict breeding sows in small spaces within cages. The claim is that the pigs are not able to move freely because of the manner they are confined. Farmers also argue that the rule is non-scientific and that the sows could injure each other if allowed that much space to interact. Again, farmers also didn't understand why California, a state which doesn't produce its own pork but consumes 13%, will be complaining about their activities. In any case, it has already taken effect. So how does this affect or have impact on the farmer? One is a high cost of procreation. More space to be required for the same number of pigs that were previously housed in a relatively smaller enclosure. Cost of power supply to also increase. Most of these farms are highly connected electrically to power the heating equipment and for automation of equipment on the farm. And there's also higher probability of reduced production. That is, the quantity of pigs produced per average farm to also reduce. To house many pigs means farmers will need significant size of land for the same spacing. And there's also likely to be a loss of market for pigs yet to be market ready, as pigs can't be slaughtered and sold in California after the law takes effect. Farms that have their sows pregnant, piglets lactating, and pigs under 5 months old will risk getting no right to produce pork for the California state. There's also a potential shutdown of farms that can't adapt quickly. Some farmers believe this claim is not backed by science and were hopeful that they could not be stopped. Such are the farms likely to go out of business since they have not planned adequately for this effect. It's not only going to affect the farmer, it will actually affect the cage manufacturers as well, because they're going to lose their California market if that is what they are targeting. And because there's not going to be any demand for the cages, it implies that workers are also likely to lose their jobs. And should all states begin to comply or apply these restrictions, the manufacturers of these cages have no business with pig farmers as their target. In fact, the rule applies to poultry production as well, with 9 states already supporting the decision. For cage manufacturers to still be in business, there is also the need to adjust the specifications to meet the spatial requirements of 24 square feet per sow, which could be something like 6 feet by 4. This will also increase the cost per unit because there's going to be the need for extra resources to be involved. Farmers will either buy less than usual or avoid them altogether. So on this note, what can farmers also do now? If you want to stay in business as a farmer over there, farmers will have to obey, as simple as that, by getting the spacing right, at least 24 square feet as specified by the law, and then keeping smaller number of breeding sows if the space is the issue here. It also presents an opportunity for farmers to charge premium prices for their products. The supply will definitely be low, but that also begs the question, will the average consumer be able to afford the new price? Farmers who have not yet invested that much and think relocating is the best option are also free to do so. But with greater public interest in this rule, there will be no hiding place for such farms as well. The way sows are confined strictly to one corner with little to no means to exercise. Could that be the reasons farms use antibiotics to maintain or manage the stress? Antibiotic resistance has also been a global issue and the world is already battling with that. Do you envision more regulations coming up in terms of breeding practices and the type of genetics? And are you even ready? How likely is this to be adopted by the African continent? These laws are all geared towards raising animals as closely related to the environment as possible, like to live freely, mate as when and how they want, eat at their own time, getting access to a natural lighting, among others.